Hey, Delvon Digital here, and we're here to talk about 5 things that I love about the Pixel 7 Pro. Let's get it. First thing we're going to talk about is that camera, the one feature that I love the most. Well, do we call it a feature? It's just a camera, right? So it's just the one thing about the Pixel that I love the most. It's like part of the reason why I love the Pixel experience. The camera is just amazing to me. It's one of my favorite cameras out there on the market. I haven't used a lot of cameras, but here in the US, I use pretty much the top dogs, Apple and Samsung and Google pretty much, right? And between those, I will always pick up my Pixel for any of my photography needs or anything for that matter, if I don't have my professional camera with me. If I don't have that camera with me. Other than that, I will always pick that up over any smartphone, any day, any time of the week. But yes, the camera on the Pixel is amazing. It takes great photos. I love it. It's one of my favorite things about it. And that's my number one. So number two would be the voice dictation. The voice dictation changed how I actually use my phone today. Literally. And I mean literally. I hate texting. Texting is like so overrated now at this point to me. And I know it's just a little joke. I'm not serious about it. But yeah, I just like to say that because ever since I got the Pixel 6 last year, I completely stopped typing. In every situation that I'm mostly in, I would use my voice. Even if I'm in the public and I don't want people to hear me talking, I would put my phone all the way up like, just to talk in it because I just don't feel like texting. It is so amazing how accurate the voice dictation is on the Pixel. It is really good. Now, let me not act like that it's 100% perfect, right? It hits 99.999 times mainly. The next thing I want to talk about is real tone. Real tone is a real thing. What Google did with it is amazing, and I'm so happy that they did. Now, I will admit that I've been just accepting whatever these phones gave me over these years, because when I went back and looked at my iPhone photos and my Samsung photos of myself, I noticed that both of those photos have a different color to my skin. One had me looking like a pumpkin and one had me looking like a pinkish tonish color or whatever like that, like a magenta hued. And I just noticed that the colors were just off when I compare it to what the Pixel was doing. And I was just kind of like, wow, I accepted that and I was okay with that. But I mean, I guess at that point I had no choice because that's what we had, right? That's at that time, that's what we had. And now I just can't go back to using an iPhone or a Galaxy phone to take pictures of myself anymore because of that. And obviously, I got professional cameras that I use, and I never really had an issue with, taking pictures of myself with the professional cameras and worrying about my skin tone. But I never really paid attention that hard with my cell phone until Google announced real tone, and then I noticed a big difference in it. And it's really a game changer for people of color or darker skin tones or everything. So it is definitely one of my top favorite features about it, and I love testing it and playing around with it and showing people like, look man, which one looks like your skin tone? And people are like, oh, that one looks better. And I'm like, I know, right? That's crazy. So real tone, definitely one of my favorite features. One feature I want to talk about is a feature that everyone talks about and everyone actually has, but Google seems to have the best version of that, and that is spam calling. That feature is so incredible. It is so useful. It is so good, and it works in the background. It detects if somebody's calling you, whether they're real or not, and then it tries to answer the call. And then if they decide to talk or leave a message, it translates that back to you so you can read it. Or if it's a robot calling a robot, then it just hangs up. And I'm just like, okay, well, I could continue to live on with my life because while I'm at my desk editing or drawing or out and about, I never received the phone call in the first place because Google took care of it in the background, and it blocks a lot of calls. I really don't get any spam calls on my Pixel phone. It's incredible. Somebody else may be having the opposite experience with it, but for me, it's been totally working. It's been great, and it's one of those features that every time I take my SIM card out of my Pixel phone and I put it into another phone and I start getting all these spam calls, I get so frustrated, and it just makes me want to just put my SIM card back into my Pixel. It is hard to really move on from the Pixel from that one feature alone. That is insanely crazy that spam calling got so irritating to today that I can't imagine using another phone that doesn't have spam call that good, because that is irritating receiving calls all day long and it's just spam. And when I put my SIM into another phone, that's what I'm getting. So I really love this feature, and I'm glad that Google is taking, full charge and doing this. And yeah, I can't live without it. Spam calling. All right, so the last thing I want to talk about is the haptics in this phone. The haptics in this phone is amazing. It feels good. Operating the system, moving around, navigating, all of that good stuff. It feels really good. Not all third-party applications take advantage of these haptics right now. Hopefully in the future that they will. But as of right now, there's a few that do take advantage of the haptics and stuff like that, but just not that many. But I really love this Pixel, and I really love the haptics in it. It's probably the best haptics I've used in a phone. And look, again, I'm not taking a shot at nobody else's favorite brand out there, but this is my experience. Again, like I told you before, I love these haptics better than every other phone out there that I've used so far. And I haven't used 1,001 phones out there, but I use, certain phones, and these happen to be the best that I've used. Now, until otherwise, these will be my #1 phone haptics right now, and it feels incredible. And I have nothing much more to say about the haptics. They're great. As always, thank you for watching, and please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And also, please share it if you don't mind. It'll help the channel grow. And I'll catch you in the next video. Delvon Digital, out.